guys, I'm here. Nobody panic. I'm here. It's Sunday night. It's 9 p.m. I may be late, but it doesn't matter because I'm here. How you doing, guys? Nice to see you. No, Prof. Giles, it's not an alien abduction. It was a mission to get myself a nice pot of tea, which I managed to do, so congratulations to me. How you doing? It's 9 p.m. and by the skin of my pants, I'm here to bring you some Way of the Exploding Show goodness. I'm just noticing that on my Instagram feed, I need to make sure that I'm deadly in the centre because this is a little bit more crucial than it normally is. Based on the vertical nature of Instagram. In fact, we tried an experiment last week on Instagram. Which way do I go? That way or that way? We tried a bit of an experiment, which I'd like you to try again. And apparently, if you grab your phone and you turn it up, when you're watching this show on Instagram, if you turn it landscape, you should be able to get the landscape shot of me, which means that you can see all the goodness that we've got coming to you. Now, do you notice that things are a little bit different in here today? Can you see that? Oh, Hype Train. Oh, my God. That's amazing, isn't it? This early on in the evening. That's absolutely awesome. Well, thank you so much. Hey, let's all type some stuff just to see if we can move this Hype Train along. Let's try it. Let's I don't know. Let's just type yo. Let's type yo in the chat. Let's see if we can get ourselves a choo-choo Hype Train. I still don't really understand what it is, but sod it. Let's just do it. Thank you, Marnie. How you doing? Good to see you. How does the Hype Train work? John, UK, Japan, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe someone could tell us in chat. No idea. Okay, I've just realised why I'm feeling a bit disconnected. It's because in my haste to join you, there we go, I haven't actually turned on my headphones. There we go. That should be better sound as well because I was probably looping back my output on my speakers because I've got these lovely big monitors here into the microphone. My God, we're so close to hitting the Hype Train. The level 1, we're at 94%. None of us know what it means. Young people might know what it means. Us, the OGs, no bloody idea. Let's type yo again. That seems to do the chip. Yo. Let's type yo multiple times. There we go. Everyone in chat say hi. I'm not being very polite. I'm not saying hello to Instagram. Now, you might have noticed that the shot is different. How you doing, Instagram? I can see Frank Stay Lorraine. I can see Fargle, N4, Dan J. Lucas. Hi, Frank Stay Lorraine. Ollie M. Paul Santal. Fargle, Lord Virus. Willem Harris. How you doing, everybody? Ben Bonner Johnson. So, yeah, what was I saying? Yes, the reason that the camera has changed, the angle has changed, is because I've got a sexy new 3-monitor panorama. It's incredible. And this is based on the fact, as Ken, who's probably in chat, thank you for typing literally something in chat, Sarah, as Ken in chat, who's better known as Tiny Devil Games, will attest, the edit for Control AI Delete, the movie, which so many of you contributed to, there is the link if you don't know about it, controlaidelete.net. A Kickstarter funded movie which we've already filmed, which was made possible by the kind donations of many of you, is currently in the edit. I'm editing it on this system, and my God, it's so complicated, guys. It's incredibly complex, and so therefore I need to have 3 monitors because I need sound, and I've got about 30 layers of sound. It's ridiculous. So anyway, if you're not familiar with what's going on, welcome to hang on, this should launch. Oh, why is that not working? It should launch a really cool sting. Oh, that's no good, is it? Welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. A show that goes out. There we go. It's probably going to come on about 17 times now. It goes out every Sunday, 9 p.m. And we cover all things, well, we call them nouveau retro on this show, which means anything from the 80s and 90s. Good grief, 100%. Hype Train, ladies and gentlemen, you did it. You total rock stars. You total absolute rock stars. Let's get some tunes going. Some new music. Level 1 complete. Still no idea. Gifted a tier 1 sub to Tall Man with Glasses. Dean, you superstar. That's so kind of you. We're 50% of the way. to another nonsensical thing that I don't understand called a level 2 hype train. I'm really happy. Thank you, Dean. That's very, very generous of you. I think Tall Man with Glasses just subbed based on that kind, generous donation. That's awesome. So good. Because this show used to be almost exclusively Twitch. Now we broadcast on multiple platforms, as I can show you now. I can read properly. Luke Davis telling us that the hype train doesn't work on YouTube because they're on YouTube. Who's on X? Anyone on X? Let us know if you're on X. Yo, Psychic Janet giving us loads of yos. Thank you so much. Let's just scroll down. If you're on X, type something. If you're on Insta, type something like Ben, not like McConnell Jordan. Hey, how you doing? Caroline Dorset. The film's going really, really well, McConnell Jordan. Thank you very, very much for asking. 78% is a new record. We're so near a level 2 hype train. Let's type some hype stuff. Yo! I've no idea why I'm doing this. Setting a new record. Keep going until the clock runs out. That's what it says up there. So up there, look, I've got on my camera, I've got this sexy, what do you call it? Like, but it's, I was going to say head-up display, but it's actually a auto cue. That's what it is. It's an auto cue. And so I can look up there and I can see some of your comments. I can see more of your comments here on Instagram. So if you say hello, I can see you. Like McDonald Jordan has just said good. I can see all of you from YouTube. Luke Davis. It's probably the only thing I know about on Twitch is the hype train, says Luke. I'm hyped for this evening, says John UK. Me too. Come on, Odyssey. Hype stuff. C-Mod Odyssey. C-Mo Odyssey. CM Odyssey. Choo-choo, says Lucy from YouTube. X, James Hood on X. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, my main man. First time on Twitch for Floof Monkey. Let's say hello to Floof Monkey, everyone. Hello, Floof Monkey. I'm going to try and, now that I've got the multiple keys, Floof Monkey, I can actually click you and say, hang on. Yo! There we go. So I do hope that this, oh, thank you so much, Sarah, for the cheers. That's really kind of you. I hope that this new setup works for you. Let me know in chat. Let me know in chat what you think to this angle. Because normally the camera, which is currently there, is like down. It's quite a nice sort of extreme angle, isn't it? Let's get some good tunes. What can we get? Let's go for the UK Garage playlist. So I'm just going to bring up Ableton, which is how I spot the music. I'm going to find. That's the one we want. You know this one. This is our favourite chat. It could be the theme tune of this here show. A.K.A. Dodgy Dave. Floof Monkey. Hello, Dodgy Dave. Good to see you. Yeah. Hello. Marvellous. Let's just spin over to YouTube. Is YouTube good there? Or would it be better? Oh, no, it's good. Quiz, says McDonald. Jordan. Right, they want to know about the quiz. All right, I'll tell you all about the quiz. Hang on, we've got some music coming in from somewhere else. Let me find out. There we go. We had too many tunes coming in. Yeah, the quiz happens at 9:30. The quiz happens at 9:30, but right now we're going to enjoy this incredible tune. Wherever it is. Let's go. Woo! What a great tune this is. I need to find it in order to turn it up. Here we go. Oh, I love that. Can you hear that? Yeah, I've had to get my Ableton stuff. Hype train success, ladies and gentlemen. I was about to say I've got my Ableton stuff all set up differently because the free monitors make it more difficult. Well done! Congratulations! Share. I've just opened something. New all-time record. Woo! Choo-choo indeed. Jam Blends in the house. Need to get the footage over to you this week. Listen to that. If you remember, a few weeks ago, months ago now, I recreated this tune in Ableton. Love it. It's called Love Me or Let Go. I can't tell you who it's by. Well, maybe I can actually. It's on Epidemic Sound, which for those of you who don't know is a kind of library music service that you can use for social media by paying a monthly fee. Love. Oh. By Zorro, Z-O-R-R-O. You can get it on Epidemic Sound. I'm sure you can probably get it on Spotify. Woo! JBL is a sponsor of the Gadget Show. Why did you say... That was really random, Ponder. I just read out what you said. They used to be a sponsor of the Gadget Show. They used to be. They supplied these headphones, I'll tell you, but I covered them up because we used them in the movie and I was covering up all the logos. But now we actually have a brand new sponsor of the Gadget Show podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Things you mentioned it, Ponder. Which is coming back in a matter of weeks. It's going to be brilliant. We're going to be talking about the new iPhone. We're going to be talking about, hopefully, my new editing computer, though I haven't checked that with the producer yet. We'll be looking at great gadgets coming up to Christmas. From now up till Christmas, loads of Gadget Show podcast goodies. If anyone can grab a link to the Gadget Show podcast, where you'll find it on Spotify or YouTube, it's video and audio. We're going big. We're going with a new sponsor. Almost said it then. Not allowed to announce it yet. Thanks for mentioning that, Ponder. Floof Monkey, you got you were in Discord, weren't you? And everyone was saying that you can watch this in your hotel room. Is that right? I was reading it. James Blenn saying that to Prof Giles that we covered up all the logos to the movie on all of the gadgets in the movie, like Sony monitors and Pioneer TVs, so that I wouldn't have to pay all these brands loads of money. Anyway, if you're new, welcome. You're watching Way of the Exploding Show. For some reason, when I press that button here, it's supposed to come out. And yeah, it's great. Thank you for the Patreon. C Modesty. Really like that. C Modesty. Let's have a quick look at Instagram. Show you some love. You're over here. McDonald Jordan just said, where do we find the Discord? Where do we find the Discord? Come on, team. If you grab it, I'll copy it. You put it in Twitch. I'll copy it into Instagram. All right. Yes, McDonald Jordan. I still have a Sinclair C5. I was. The music's too loud, isn't it? Yeah, still got the Sinclair C5. In fact, I might do a little video of it this week because I repaired a puncher and I recorded the process because I thought you might find it interesting. Gadget Show podcast is up there. We've got the link to the Patreon. And we've got the link to the YouTube channel for the Gadget Show podcast. The Discord is up there. Let's grab that. Thanks, iQuail. And thank you, Ken. There we go. Try that, McDonald Jordan. Did that work? That should work. Yeah, I think that works. Try that. The Discord is great. We talk about all things 80s and 90s, new retro. We should talk about, well, we're going to have a news item in a minute, but we should definitely talk about this in the Discord. Let's go to the news for today because we've got a load of stuff to get through. Let's have a quick look. All right. So you've probably heard that at Gamescom just gone, that wasn't meant to rhyme. We've got a brand new version of the Vectrex coming out, ladies and gentlemen. That's what a full-size one looks like. If you want to know, well, yeah, I don't want to drop it. There you go. That's the controller there. I've got my cart in there. Look, there's the beautiful vector-based screen. Look, Beautiful thing, that, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. But the mini one is out soon. For Christmas, and I know absolutely nothing about it. Let's see what I can find. I've got so many screens now. Literally, I lose my mouse. There we go. Right, care of timeextension.com. Thank you very, very much. Yo, Numpty McNumpty Face is just talking about the PSU, Power Supply Unit hum, on the Vectrex. All right, but now, thing is, yeah, you can get something called the Buzz Bee or something, and it's I found it on the Vectrex Facebook forum, and I had to go into the bloody Vectrex, take it apart, install it, or did I get someone else to do it? I can't remember, but it was a right old job. Anyway, I no longer have the hum from the PSU unit. You used to get this sort of static hum on all your games. While it is rivals such as the Atari 2600 and in television, fought for domination of your TV, the Vectrex offered gamers something different. It came with its own built-in screen, capable of producing vector graphics like they've seen in the arcade games, like Asteroids and I guess Star Wars, and Tempest, although it wasn't colour, but you got these colour gels on it. Sadly, it wasn't a commercial success, but it's retained its appeal with retro collectors over the decades, so much so that now it's getting a micro console build. A new company founded by Flynn's Generation and Neo Retro. Flynn's Generation. I wonder if that's named after the arcade in the movie. Has picked up the rights to the system and is launching a Vectrex Mini. That was supposed to be a cheer, eh? Happy to hear that. They showed off the prototype at Gamescom 2025 in Germany, where my mate Battle Riggs, who's often in chat, was, where he attended. The new device uses wireless controllers with look on the small side and an AMOLED panel to simulate the look of a monochrome CRT display. Oh my God! I can't wait! The team behind the Vectrex Mini have confirmed it will feature HDMI out. Big up. Thanks, Sarah. As well as microSD slot that would allow you to load up more games, including the many homebrew ones which have appeared over the years. Well, what can I say? There's loads more. Find it out. Timeextension.com. Great stuff. Vectrex Mini. What's not to like? Like last week, I'm absolutely bloody boiling, folks. Boiling. Which means I should have some tea. Hang on 1 second. Just pouring tea. You never told me what you thought of the new setup. What's the angle like? Did you, or did I not read it? Vectrex Mini Kickstarter is expected to start before November, says Prof. Charles. Fully self-contained unit with display and all. My interest sensors are tingling. Expected to be €149. Okay, cool. Astro City Neo Geo Minis aren't that far off that price-wise. That's the €149. Yeah, good. Let's look at Insta. Are you going to buy the retro Lego Game Boy when it's released? Probably not. I'm not a big Lego. Obviously, I love Lego, but I'm not a collector of Lego. You got to stop. I prefer the hardware, the real hardware. Just doing my fly up. Right. Beautiful. More stuff to come. Right. What we've been doing this week is working on the movie. And I thought I'd show you some pictures from the movie. I like to keep you up to speed with what we're doing. Pictures are good because they don't give too much away. I'll talk about these two in a minute. Let's see what's next up on the picture front. Thought you'd like to see some images from the hacker sequences. This is when the hackers are using, I think is it a VIC-20, Ken, to try and access, to try and do kind of brute force the AI. Oh yeah, I noticed the old HDR or whatever is messing up the shot, isn't it? You can't really read it. That's no good, is it? That is one of our greatest props, if not the greatest prop, which is a cash point, which was made for the movie, and it actually throws out money. And that, because it's obviously a cash point that's gone wrong, that is the sign at Skegness
that you might have seen in the Discord, Skeg Vegas. Now, that is from the video that an AI made called Veo 3, which is in the edit. And that's the actual building that I shot this week. Now, let me explain why that's cool. I'm going to turn that off. I went into the AI a few weeks ago so that I didn't have to drive all the way up to Lincoln and did like I described those houses, those buildings where one of the characters lives and the sort of shot I wanted, and that's the shot it came up with, right? Oh, we're going to have to wait for it to come around. That's the shot it came up with. I'll show you which one in a minute. And then last week, I drove up to the actual street where I'm doing it. I didn't show the AI a picture. I just used words. I went to the actual street where I've got permission to shoot the outside of someone's house. And I shot it. And I couldn't believe how similar the AI's interpretation of what I asked for was compared to the actual shot that we're using in the movie. Because I used the, so that you know, I used the AI service to generate some sequences so I can get on with the edit. But I'm not going to use them in the movie. I might use some of them in the sort of montages where it's all sort of like layered and dissolved. So that was the previous one, that was the AI one. This is the real shot, right? But I think that's absolutely amazing, isn't it? It's incredible that the technology has moved on that much. C64. Apparently, it was the C64 is what you're looking at, and that is some of the hacking sequences, and they are the latest shots from the movie. So that's cool, isn't it? Where's my mouse? God, it's so complicated. There are so many screens. I don't know what to do. I've got 4 screens on the go because the auto cue is also a screen. Control AR delete. You can see it on the screen. Check it out, folks. Get yourselves over there, and you can learn all about it. Did you tell the AI it was in Lincoln? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. It's in Burton Road. Prof Charles. So I said, I'm pretty positive that I said to the AI, red brick house, 2-story red brick house, in Burton Road, Lincoln, Northern England. Even though I know we're on the border of the Midlands and the North. Isn't that interesting? Hello, Fatus Mathis, Gary Charles, Wiki85. Hong Kong, UK. That's my posse in Instagram. Half expected to see the ATM to some pre-made modified NCR thing, but a handmade prop is actually super innovative, isn't it? Yeah, it's really cool. The handmade that one there is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it was made by a guy called James, who runs a really cool Star Wars YouTube channel where he makes props. And he's a good friend of mine, but I can't remember his channel. Damn it. Does anyone know that? His name's James Cully. Let's just look it up. Let's give him a shout. Bear with me. Rebel Base Builds. Rebel Base Builds, ladies and gentlemen, is the name that you need. Hang on, I need to do that. Rebel Base Builds, there we go. I'll whack it into chat. I'll whack it in there. I'll whack it on Instagram. If someone could put it on X, that'd be great. Rebel Base Builds. J Cully 3D. James is incredible. He is, Graham. So, hey, Graham, quick, while I've got you on there, so that the rest of the chat know. Graham, aka JM Blends, is one of our special effects guys. Yeah, I was in Lincoln and I went to the expo center where the barrier goes down on the car, and I've done a new angle, and I'll explain it all to you. But I was hoping that you might want to create the back of Paul Batterig's car, which is a green Ford Fiesta, with the barrier going like that, sort of in the distance. Right, and I've done a good shot, and Ken's been looking at it and he reckons you can do it. He said, no, I reckon that's quite clean, it's quite straightforward. Just for a few seconds. Also need to get that footage for you so that the effect that we've got, which I'm going to try and can be seen in full glory. Let me just focus and I'll make sense, guys. Just bear with me. Where is it? That one. This is a little preemptive foreshadowing joke, but the actual sequence where that drone, which has just dropped on the ground, you can still see it in that shot, was created by James Cooper, ladies and gentlemen. Where that hits Smith, our leading character's head. I need you to send me that I need to send you that footage so you can do it, because we're at that point in the edit. Thank you very much. How good is that? Oh, there it is on the floor. Beautiful. Well done, James Cooper. Nice, mate. Nice stuff. If Ken thinks I can do it, I can do it. It's nothing for a man of your talent, says Ken. Right, let's get some more tunes on. Brilliant. All right, okay, so what else have we got? Yeah, we've done the mini Vectrex. We've done the new pictures from the edit, this week's edit. Oh, yeah, I did mention a bit of a clickbaity thing, didn't I? Can anyone remind me in chat of the clickbaity title for today's episode of Where the Exploding Show? Because, as you know, normally I put a clickbaity thing up there. I've been doing it recently just to give us a little bit of... a chance of getting new people to come and watch the show, right? Can anyone remind me of what the clickbaity was? Here we go. Addicted to Retros reminded me. Politicians called Space Invaders and the answer is a menace. And here is evidence from an article, which I think was 1981. A boy of 12 spent £100 a day playing Space Invaders slot machines, and he robbed his family to do it. That's from the Daily Mirror or the Mail, I think, one of the two. And it's proof that my clickbaity titles are not just made up. My clickbaity titles that come up on X, YouTube, I'm guessing Twitch, maybe. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. They are designed to try and encourage people to join the show. All right, we've got 697 viewers at the moment. So there's a lot of you, but we want as many as possible. And so the idea of the clickbaity stuff, and I realised that last week I did something like the most dangerous toy ever was, 80s toy ever was, and things like that. And I've always got an answer, and I forget to mention it. So I've started putting it in the news section. So there we go. Right, next thing on the agenda is Kick-Ass, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you remember last week I told you that I'd been to my favourite comic shop, which you named for me. Which is in Soho, in the red light district, which some of you thought was quite intriguing. What's it called again? Can you let me know in chat? I just can't remember. And I bought this, Rivers of London, which is absolutely superb. It's a great graphic novel about a Metropolitan Police detective who also is a sort of closet wizard. It's sort of Harry Potter meets CSI. It's very, very good. Or meets The Bill. So there you go. That's London Rivers. Really good stuff. This week I've been away for a few days, and I went to a brand new comic shop that I found in Lincoln. I don't know what it's called, but I found it in Lincoln. Care of Paul Battleriggs took me in there, and I thought I saw Battleriggs. I saw Kick-Ass, right? Or Kick-Ass. There you go. Which, obviously I've seen the movie, loved the movie, but never read the graphic novel or the comic. So it was second-hand, basically. Nearly new. So I got Kick-Ass, the kind of collection of all the comics, and Kick-Ass 2. Well, 10 quid for both of them. Some of the artwork's there. And, oh, my God, it's so good. Well, I thought that when Jonathan Ross's wife penned Kick-Ass, which I think is what happened, I thought, wow, that's amazing. She's such a good writer. It's so tight. It's so funny. It's so original. It's so street. It's so sweary. It's so genuinely, brilliantly written. The dialogue really does drive the action. But actually, it turns out when you read the graphic novel, it's all in the graphic novel. So all she did, although she did it well, is convert what's already there in this sort of brilliantly storyboarded action comedy sequence. She just basically put it into script form. It's so good. It's so good. I really recommend it. So if you've not read Kick-Ass, go for it. And it is Gosh Comics with an exclamation mark York Terror Vision that I went to in Soho, but it's not that one in Lincoln. Let's see if we can find it. Lincoln Comic Shop. See if we can find it. Could it be Comic Worlds? I've no idea. It could be. Oh, it's called Geek Out, I think. I'm sure it's called Geek Out. Pretty positive. I'll put directions in, see if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, God, I've lost it. Anyway, I think it's called Geek Out. I seem to remember it being called that. So big shout out to them. Get your kick-ass. I've also got some other graphic novels that I bought from the same shop. And as I read them over the next few weeks, I'll be bringing them into the news section. And ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, that is it for this week's news. At a timely 21:37. And yeah, Geek Out, Prof. Charles. And so now that brings us rather timely to this week's quiz, ladies and gents. Yeah, time for the quiz. Time for the quiz. Starting off with an easy question this week. Now, if you've not done it before, it's quite straightforward. I give you a question, 4 possible answers. You write in chat which of the answers you think it is. Don't embellish if you're convinced you know the answer, because other people might want to just test themselves. They might not know, that sort of thing. Okay, and at the end, we roll back and we do a quick blast forward showing who's got what out of 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's loads and loads of fun. And this is the thing that people love. This is the thing that people love. And so here we go. Way of explaining quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 1. Nice, easy one. Name the movie scored by Vangelis out of these 4. The Thing, Blade Runner, Platoon, or Midnight Express. Thank you, Sarah, for that compliment. Sarah, think I'm looking a bit skinny, but that's just me. My own vanity. Because I go to the gym a lot. I was there today. A lot, like 4 times a week, 5 times probably, and I think I've moved from actually putting on. Hello, Fargal, welcome. Thanks for the first time chat. Welcome to the quiz. I've moved from gaining muscle mass to sort of like getting all sort of like ripped and that. I mean, I'm pretty damn ripped, and it's like I'm not sure if it's. I kind of want a bit more mass. So I probably have to eat a lot more or slow down the rippage. You know what I mean? So, weird fact, I have a tattoo about Blade Runner. Floof Monkey, that's cool. Best movie ever made. Question number 2. In Outrun, which of the following is not one of the selectable soundtrack tracks? So, might be on the soundtrack. It's got to be selectable within the terms of the question. Magical Sound Shower, Splash Wave, Wild Summer, or Passing Breeze? Someone say weight gain 2000. Beefcake. What is that? Protein powder. Okay, let's have a look at what Instagram is saying. Hi, Salt Layer. Hi, the real funky gorilla. Gareth Kinsey. Aaron. Is there a Kick-Ass 2 film? Never read the novel. Gareth Kinsey. I don't know. I think there might be a Kick-Ass 2 film. I don't know if it's very good. Mike Toothy's there. How you doing, Mike? You still with us? Andrew Bryler. Paulie Samartle. Yeah. Good to see you. Welcome to Way of the Explaining Show, folks. Question number 3. Which of these bands appears in the episode called Bambi in The Young Ones? Does it feature Led Zeppelin, Status Quo, Motorhead, or Def Leppard? 4 fine bands of the 70s and 80s. Which one of those bands appears in an episode called Bambi in The Young Ones? Oh, right, okay. South Park reference to a fictional protein powder called Weight Gain 2000 Beefcake. Okay, cool. God damn, it's hot in here. Jesus. I might open the door. Damn it. It's 28.8 degrees. I just looked on the thermostat. Basically 20. It's almost 30 degrees in here. No wonder I'm so hot. And my right ear is totally blocked. And it's really frustrating. It's so blocked. It's basically water. So I went bodyboarding today. The waves, oh my God, it was incredible. The waves are massive. Well, for me. I'm going to say 8 foot, but surfers talking about, amateur surfers like me, talking about waves is a bit like fishermen talking about fish. But massive. Huge. I was on my bodyboard because big waves like that and my surfboard would be, my skills would be no good. Yeah, so I've done my ear. It was already blocked, but it's a nasty one now. Gonna have to get that all done, aren't I? Microsuction, eh? I was gonna say something. Yeah, God, the experience of being out in the ocean, with the wind pushing against the waves, so there's a kind of whoosh, kind of incredible mist of water, and the sunlight in the sort of tea time that I went. There's a polarizing effect, you get like mini rainbows. Oh my God, I don't think there's anything like it. I think the only thing I would say that's like it is maybe snowboarding, maybe when you have that sense of nature, this awesome sense of power, nature. And it's especially when the weather isn't perfect. So the weather's a little bit cloudy, there's a bit of wind and the sun, and then it's grey and the clouds are angry and the ocean's rising up, and you rise up while you're out there and you go down again and you're waiting, and then the right one comes along. And with my bodyboard, the great thing with my bodyboard, unlike my surfboard, is whatever I go for on the bodyboard, basically I'm going to get. And I was streaking, I wetsuit on, I was streaking across the bay. I really was. I was cutting straight through. It was beautiful on the bodyboard. Amazing. Okay, lots of questions coming, lots of answers rather, coming in from, if you're still there, Mike Toothy, you're a great surfer. Let us know in chat. Okay. Yeah, numpty face sympathising with me regarding the heat. Janet is jealous that I'm down in Nuki, and Floof Monkey is telling me to look out for sharks. Sarah, I do wear earplugs. I actually model blue tack into lugs, which you might go, what? But it's a very, very common thing. And actually, for me, in my little ears, is a much better solution than earplugs, which I generally lose and then I end up going in without them. So there you go. There have been any good surfing games? Well, I'd say California Games is a fun surfing game if you're looking in the retro bucket. So Q4, question 4, how much was this? This is hard. A 16K ZX Spectrum in 1982. Now I've got this from the books that I featured last week, 8-bit stories and 16-bit stories. You have to forgive me, I can't remember the author's name. Maybe someone could bring that up. Great guy. Link to the books in chat if you could. That would be great. Great books. I told you that I often use them for the quiz. This is a question. A couple of questions coming up from that book. So I know that the reference is correct. 16K ZX Spectrum, what do you think? 1982. £175, £99, £125, £135. Now remember, on this quiz we don't use Google, we don't use the AIs, alright? We just use the old grey matter. Apparently there was a good Wii one. Do you mean Surf Game or California Games version? Prof Charles. Yeah, Prof Charles. Prof Charles is talking about The Surfer with Nicolas Cage. Now that is, well, it divides opinion. I was talking to a chap on Instagram earlier called Mike Tooth, or Mike Toothy, and he hasn't replied, so he's probably dropped in and gone. He went to see The Surfer. I saw it too. And I loved it, and he didn't like it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought it was a bit like, strangely enough, because it's got Nicolas Cage in it, who made the remake of The Wicker Man. I thought it was a bit like The Wicker Man. I felt like it was a 1960s psychedelic movie. And in that context, I think it works a bit better. Andrew Braley says that they were bodyboarding last weekend at Scarborough. Absolutely brilliant. I've surfed and bodyboarded in Scarborough many, many times. That was my local spot when I lived up in Lincolnshire. How much was the Sinclair ZX80 in 1980? Was it £99, £89.99, £125, or £149.99? I mean, who knows? It's very, very difficult. Some of these questions are based on the knowledge, like me, trying to interpret your knowledge. Best surfing movie? Point Break. It's great. Big Wednesday, yes, but for me, as an 80s boy, Point Break, love it. Because I'm not a great surfer. I'm just I'm just a guy that gives it a go once a week. Lives in Cornwall, loves it. I love it. But if I was good at surfing, trust me, I'd brag about it. But I'm not. I just really enjoy it. And so for me, Point Break. Okay, question number 6. In 1983, how much was a Commodore 64? £225, £350, £125, or £149.99. Now this is tricky because it's so hard. Don't be leafing through catalogues right quickly, or go on the internet. This is a quiz, and it's all about you trying to get it right. And that's a tricky question. I know, it's just so hard. And what it might do is it might mean that some of our favourites fall to the random question. All right? Because even of super knowledgeable people like people that win regularly on this show, like Bruce and people like that, knowing the price of something at a specific year is very, very difficult. The source for all of those is 16-Bit Stories. I'm not sure if anyone's put it in chat. Feel free if you can. It's a great new book. All the kids in the marketplace say, "Wayo, wayo, wayo." Does that sound like the lyrics from a Bangle song, a Kajagoogoo song, a Nick Kershaw song, or a Bananarama song? Yeah, probably in 8-Bit Stories, yeah. I had both of the books, 8-Bit Stories and 16-Bit Stories, on my sofa when I was doing that, testing that out. So look, 8-Bit Stories. Yeah, it's available on Amazon. 8-Bit Stories, Home Computing, the 1980s. Home Computing in Britain by John Norney. By Michael Norney. Michael John Norney. There you go. And Jim Bagley is a contributor, which is rather cool. So is John McDermott. I didn't know this. Jim Satch, is it? And Clive Townsend. And Scott Adams. I don't know if you know any of those people, but the main author is Michael John Norney. And Michael actually contacted me on X after last week's show and said a big thank you for the shout out. So there you go. Marvellous stuff. Get 8-Bit Stories and the new one, 16-Bit Stories. Okay, there's a watch. And there's a question about the watch. In what 1984 movie did this voice note Seiko appear? Oh, yeah. Did it appear? Oh, we've got someone's just joined us. Oh, AC Astro. Thank you so much. He's just started following us. Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Aliens, or RoboCop, ladies and gentlemen? What do we think? What do we think? Okay. Question number 8. Where are we time-wise? Yeah, we have to rattle through a little bit. Now we've got a question for number 9. This is also a picture-based question. Now, I'm going to make this question. Let me just think about this. Do that. Let me just make this bigger because you can't see it. This is a still from the movie. Okay. Nice and big. It's from the edit this week, and it's a question. And here is the question. I'll get rid of the question again. But you can still see the element that the question refers to in the shot below the question panel. Name the computer that Smith's dad here is fixing in this still from Control AI Deletes Edit this week. Is he fixing a Commodore Amiga 600, an Atari ST 1040, an Atari 800, or an Acorn Electron? I'll get rid of the question and we'll have a look at the picture. Make it even bigger. Should make it bigger. Make it a little bit bigger. There you go. So that's the still. Isn't that great? Look at the equipment that I've got there in this shot. So you've got some kind of, is that an oscilloscope, Ken, in the background? Look, it's an oscilloscope, like there's a couple of oscilloscopes. The one at the bottom is on. You've got a what do you call it? Oh my God! What are you? The thing he's holding in his hand. What am I trying to say here? He's doing the wires with it, heating up the wires and the flux. What's it called? God, I'm going mad. So all this chat is frying my brain. Soldering iron is the word I'm looking for. And then in front to left of shot, you've got two PVMs, personal video monitors by Sony. You've got the 6-inch one and the 9-inch one. But the computer at the bottom, that's what you need to know. And so if I can just get my mouse back, I will quickly give you the questions. Name the computer that Smith's dad is fixing here in this still from this week's edit. Control AI delete. Commodore Amiga 600, Atari ST 1040, Atari 800, Acorn Electron. There you go. What a great question. And that question comes to you care of Ken, Tiny Devil Games. And the final question, tonight's Wave Exploding quiz. What is the real name of Lamal from Kajagoogoo? Christopher Hamill, Gareth Wild, Mark Hamill, or Daryl Kaju? What do you think? That's the final question in this week's Way of the Exploding quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, well done. We now go, after you've answered, of course. Have you answered? What time for you to answer? Well done. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. Thank you, Andrew, for helping with Solving Iron. Edward Domaka and illustrator Dan have just joined us. And Troy Knuzzle. Many of us doing the quiz tonight. Okay, right. Hi, Eds. Good to see you, man. And Rob H. Good to see you both. Right. Okay, you've answered. So we're going to turn that off. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Right, so off to the races we go. The answers now. Remember to sound it off. If you get this right, give me a 1/1 in chat. If you didn't get it right, give me a 0/1. And we move and we progress up to 10. So when we get to question 9, we've got a sense of drama. As we get closer to the final results, we know where we stand. So let's start off. Vangelis, of course, scored Blade Runner. We start with an easy one tonight. Well done, though, if you got it right. Let me know with a 1 out of 1. There we go, there we go, there we go. Fargle 33, not seen that name before. Good to see you. Ren's in the house, good to see you. Tiny Devil Games, iQuail, Ponder, all going for 1 out of 1. Well done, Prof. Giles. Bruce, there was an 80s game based on the soundtrack because they were too cheap to license the film one. Brilliant. Great, great, great. Lots of 1 out of 1s. We're going to move on because time is a little bit short tonight. In Outrun, which of the following is not one of the tracks that you can select, I have to go to my quiz here and make sure I give you the right answer, which is Wild Summer. The correct answer is Wild Summer. Give us a 2 out of 2 if you got the first 2 right, or a 1 out of 2 if you've got, if you didn't get that right, but you got the first one right, etc., etc., etc. Okay, good, good, good. Well done, Fargle. 2 out of 2. Prof. Giles, iQuail. Bruce, Tiny Devil Games, 2 out of 2 as well. Good stuff. Over to Instagram land. Paul Santal doing well. Webley Dog just joined. Well done, Andrew. Just give us your scores. Where are we? Okay, good. We'll do that. We'll stay with that. 0 out of 2 for Luke Davis so far. Hi, Luke. Good to see you. 2 out of 2 for Eds. Robs gets 1. Psychic Janet gets 2. Good start from both of you. Well done. Question 3. Which of these bands appears in the episode Bambi in The Young Ones? The answer is Motorhead, as many of you said, with that umlaut on the O. Three out of 3 for Ponder, Numpty, Iquel, Fargle, Ren, Addicted, Floof, Tiny Devil Games. Lots of 3 out of 3s. Lots of 3 out of 3s up on the doors for the scores. Janet, 3 out of 3. Doing well, Janet. Epic stuff. Ed's 3 out of 3. Rob, 2 out of 3. So it's still to play for. Still very much to play for. Obviously, Instagram, always a slight delay. 1 out of 2 for Andrew. Paulie as well. Question number 4. We'll do a few and then we'll do the scores at 5. How much was a 16K ZX Spectrum in 1982? According to 8-Bit Stories, I'm guessing. The answer is £125. 1 out of 3 for Luke so far. Well, what about out of 4? I have to share the clip of Motorhead whenever I get a train from Bristol Temple Meads. Why is that? Is that I haven't seen the clip for a while. Are they... I'm confused. Let me know. 4 out of 4 for Iquel and Tiny Devil Games and Bruise. 3 for Fargle. Bruise gets 4, yeah. Rob, 3 out of 4. YouTube's right on it tonight, isn't it? Right, we're going to go to question 5. I will read some of yours in a minute. How much was the Sinclair ZX80 in 1980? The answer is £99.99. All of that computer on which you could play 3D Maze, for example. 3D Maze, is that what it's called? The one with the... what was the one with the dinosaur? Anyway. $99.99, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5 for Addicted, Built or Kit. They both work, Ponder. Oh, no, that's a good question. That is a really good question. That is a great question. We'll go with Built. Okay, Ready Built. Yeah. I think it's Ready Built because it can't be any more expensive than that because that's a real Sinclair price, isn't it? Just sub 100. For your Monster Maze, that's what I meant to say, Derek. Okay, good. We're going to look at your scores in a minute because we need to move on because we are very close to 10 o'clock. In 1983, how much was a Commodore 64? How much was a Commodore 64? It was, wow. Well, what I've got in the book, I've got it in the book. So, you know, blame the author. 350 quid is what I've got. 350 quid is what it says in the book. The cost of a Commodore 64 in 1983 was £350. Now, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I don't know to what extent these prices were variable. We just made a very good point about whether it was pre-constructed or ready to go out the box, which, of course, was peculiar to the early Sinclair gadgets, including the watch as well. And I'm guessing probably the calculator, but certainly the first few ZX80, 81, you could buy them in kit form and get a saving. But that was pretty convinced that £99 referred to the finished version. Okay, so £350. Give us it out of 6. Let's have a look. What have you got? What have you got out of 6? 4 for Psychic Janet. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. Now, it says 350 in the book. It says 350 in the book, so that's what we're going with. Yeah, but you can chat about it as much as you want, but we have a single source. It's an authored book, okay? And that's what I don't know what to say. If it's difficult, if these questions become relative, then maybe we can move elsewhere. But without being able to talk to the author, I can't verify it other than it being written in the book. So let's move on with your scores. What have you got out of 6? 4 out of 6 for Luke. Janet doing really well with 4 out of 6. Addicted gets 4. 5 for Bruise. 5 for Tiny Devil Games. Floof Monkey gets 4. 4 for Iquel. 5 for Fargle. 4 for Numpty. 4 for York Television. Ren on 3. 5 for Ponder. There we go. Right. Question number 7. All the kids in the marketplace say, whoa, away, away, whoa, whoa. That is, of course, the Bangles. Give yourself a score for that. We'll come back to it in a minute because we're running out of time, and I've got, I don't know, look, you've all got lives, but I've got to do some stuff tonight. So there is a beautiful watch which I would love to own, and I thought, oh, I'll have a quick look. Oh, I wonder what they're going for. Oh my God, like 1,500 quid, £2,000. I mean, my God, incredible. I mean, forget the fact that it's a voice recorder. It looks beautiful. And it featured in Ghostbusters, ladies and gentlemen. It features in Ghostbusters. Give us a score out of 8. I'm sorry that we're jumping ahead, but you understand it's a timing thing. Jumping ahead. Out of 8, York Television gets 6. Wren gets 4. Ponder gets 6. Fargo gets 6. 4 out of 8. 7 for Bruise. 5 for Numpty. Times Ever Games get 6. 5 out of 8 for iQuail. Rob H gets 6 out of 8. Very good stuff. Hello, Mark. How you doing? Mark Besant, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. Not sure if you're still with us, because often on Instagram people pop in, have a quick look, run away again. But if you're there, it's marvellous to see you. We just featured your face. Mark. In fact, we're about to do that question right now. If you're still there, let's have a quick look and let's see if we can do it. Here it is. There's your face, Mark Besant, the actor playing Smith's dad in the movie, who just popped up on Instagram. And there's the question relating to you, the scene at least that you were involved with. Name the computer that Smith's dad is fixing in this still from the Control AI Delete edit. Hot from the edit. You better believe I need my beauty sleep, Bruce. Commodore Amiga 600, Atari ST 1040, Atari 800, Acorn Electron. I'm going to leave it over to Ken to tell us what the answer is. All right, I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's the Commodore Amiga 600, but you let us know, Ken. Double check with a fact for that if you can. The soldering iron in hand in this shot, and the beautiful Sony PVM monitors and that great oscilloscope behind me. It's a great shot. It's beautifully lit. Some flipping great acting. It is, of course, the Commodore Amiga 600. So well done if you got that right. Well done. 6 out of 9 for York Television, Floof Monkey, iQuail, and Numpty Face. 4 for Wren. 7 for Ponder. And it's your Amiga 600, is it, Ken? That's amazing stuff. 8 for Bruise. Did he fix it? Says Derek to Tiny Devil Games. I'm not sure. Let's just check if Mark stayed in chat. Damn. Oh my God. I just disconnected Instagram. God damn it. I clicked on it to look at it. And because of the way they've got it set up, I clicked the X. Oh, well, I can't worry about that. Final question tonight. What is the real name of Lamal from Kajagoogoo? I'd say sorry to everyone on Instagram for cutting them off, but they've cut them off, so there's nothing I can do. Christopher Hamill, Gareth Wild, Mark Hamill, or Daryl Kaju, right? As in Kajagoogoo. The answer is Christopher Hamill. I feel gutted. There are people playing the goddamn game on Instagram and they've gone. It's so annoying. It's an annoying glitch in the software that it doesn't allow you, Instagram, to work within this software here, Streamlabs Ultra. You have to do a kind of workaround, and that's the reason the workaround is such a pain in the ass. I am so annoyed about that. They're going to feel really upset. Hopefully they'll join us on X. If you're here on X, if you're here on YouTube, Facebook, although Facebook will be off as well now. So it's Twitch, YouTube, and X, I believe, which we can now talk to. So hopefully they'll have jumped over. So let us know your scores. Luke got 5 out of 10. Struggle with the prices. Yeah, Quail. I can see that to a certain extent they could be perceived as being a little bit relative. Like I said, it felt pretty straightforward, but now I play through it, I hope that you've not been frustrated by that. So yeah, you know, maybe it's something to be mindful of in the future with the questions. Janet, everyone had a great week and take care. You too, Janet, thank you so much. But importantly, what we need to do is sound off the scores. Do it one more time if you can. I need to know if anyone can beat the amazing Bruce, who's got 9 out of 10. There's no stopping you, Bruce. You're incredible. We've got an 8, we've got a 7, we've got a 7, we've got a 5 for Lucas. Addicted gets a 7. iQuail, Bruce still at 9. Ed's 9 out of 10. Whoa! Oh, Ed's sound fantastic. Ed's, as well as the absolutely stellar Bruce 93, gets 9. So we have 2 winners. 7 for Floof Monkey, which is rather good. Janet, 7, one of your best scores. Absolutely superb. Sarah getting 1 million. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? That is it for this week. It's been loads of fun. And I hope you appreciate that we're finishing. It's still 6 minutes past 10. We're finishing just about on time. Absolutely brilliant. So we talked about the new Vectrex Mini. We had a quick look at stills from the movie. And we also defined this week's clickbait, which was all about the fact that Space Invaders face being banned, to a certain extent at least, in the newspapers because people were so addicted to it they were nicking money to play it. We looked at Kick-Ass, which is the latest graphic novel that I've read. After all this time I read it. And of course we had a great quiz. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. I'm looking forward to joining you all next week. Remember the Discord that was put into the chat early? You can always scoot back because most of these appear as pre-records on X and YouTube at least, and Twitch. You can look at the Discord address. Join us on Discord. Keep in touch on my socials. And with that, I'll say thank you very much. Thank you, iQuail. It's in Twitch right now, the Discord. Have a great evening, and I'll see you same place, same time next week for more Way of the Exploding Show. Good night. Bye, Panda. You're waving, and I'm waving. Thank you, Derek. Till next week, says Addicted to Retro. Have a great week, everyone. Well done, Bruce. Well done, Eds.